So in this course, I would like to share the presentation prepared by Merve, Ramazan, and Fatih. I also tried to add some small points to this presentation. You will see through the end of the presentation actually. And I also tried to correct some very small mistakes about the topic, but these are not very crucial mistakes actually. So let's go on. And let's see as the first part the definition of sentence. A sentence can be defined as a set of words that is complete in itself, typically containing a subject and a predicate. Do you remember the predicate from our courses? We translated it into Turkish as yüklem. And consisting of a main clause and sometimes one or more subordinate clauses. This is the full definition of a sentence actually. So let's see the examples here. We can see here three examples, three different statements actually, and we will decide which of them are sentence and which of them are not. So let's look at the first one. We stay at home. B, our stay at home. And C, for us to stay at home. So the first one is a complete sentence and the other two are not. However, all three expressions have the same semantic content. The difference is grammatical. Yes, you can see that in A, it is written like we. In part B, it says our. And in C, it says us. You can see all of them refers to the same semantic content actually. And when we look at sentence A, we stayed at home. It is a full sentence because we can see that there is a subject and also a predicate. And this expression asserts something, makes a statement. But the other two, like our stay at home or for us to stay at home, are not full sentence actually. But they can be parts of another sentence. They do not make assertion by themselves because they are not accepted as a full sentence. So let's see how they can be used in a sentence as an example. We enjoyed our stay at home. It is an obligation for us to stay at home. So you can see that these two statements might become a part of a full sentence. Let's see the proposition now. Proposition, the semantic content shared by the three expression is a proposition in the previous examples actually, and we walk in the park states a single proposition. Now we will learn more features of. So a proposition is something abstract but meaningful. So it can be expressed in different sentences and in parts of a sentence or sentences, perhaps with differences of focus, but always with the same basic meaning. We will see more examples in the following slides. Any sentence can be expressed in different utterances, produced by different people at different times and in different places. So the second part here, the second item, is more related to the nature of human language actually. So let's see the examples of proposition. Mary bought a red ball. So there is no focus. Actually, we cannot understand just by looking at this sentence which part of the sentence is the focus, the real news that the speaker is conveying. But let's look at part B, sentence B. It says, Mary is the one who bought the red ball. So here, Mary is stressed actually. And in C, the red ball was bought by Mary. Here again, this is a passive sentence and the agent, I mean the doer of the verb, is given with by preposition, by Mary. So in passive sentences, if the agent is given with by, it means that the agent is the focus of the sentence. So here in C, also Mary is focused again. And D, the red ball is what Mary bought. The red ball actually is the focus of sentence. So we can say that these are examples of cleft sentences. If you write cleft sentences on Google also, you can see the example. Or if you don't know what is cleft sentences, you can ask me by writing email or during our chat sessions actually. So we may see that these four sentences express a single proposition, but they differ in focus. A proposition can be realized as several different sentences. It is written here. We can see in sentence B and C, in both of the sentence, Mary is the focus of the sentence. So what is semantic role? Today's real topic actually. The semantic relation between the arguments of the verb and the situation described by the verb. So we will see the features of semantic roles. Every simple sentence has one predicate and a varying number of referring expressions or arguments. They are called in linguistics. In semantics, an argument is the entity about which a predication is made. The predicate may be a verb, an adjective, a preposition, or a noun phrase. So we can understand that the predicate might change according to the form of the sentence. For instance, you might say that Mary is tall. So now the predicate is an adjective. Mary is in the classroom. It is a preposition now. Or Mary is a teacher. It is a noun phrase now, as you see. So let's see more examples here. The sentences, a vase broke, a plate broke, a glass broke, all contain the verb break and the single argument. The argument is given with broke actually, with break feel, a verb. In the sentence, a vase broke, etc. The differing expression, a vase, a plate, a glass, have the same role. All of them are subject actually, and the same relation to the verb break. All of them are broken actually. So the relation between the subject and verb are same. So when we change the sentences a little bit by making them like this, Jack broke a vase, Harry broke a glass, Julie broke a plate. So here the noun phrase, a vase, a glass, a plate, have the role of affected. They are all affected from the verb actually, as you can see in these three sentences. And the referring expression, Jack, Harry and Julie, which are the subject of the sentences, have the role of agent, I mean the doer of the verb. I added this part to the presentation. So the doer of the verb, you can see the agent. The agent role in any sentence is the part played by a referring expressions that tells who or what instigates the action of the verb, causes the effect on this action on some entity, I mean the affected, I mean sometimes and usually it is the object actually. An account of the number of arguments that a predicate has is called the valency of the predicate. So the number of arguments is called the valency of the predicate. So in the following presentations here, you will see what is valency also. Valency theory is a description of the semantic potential of predicates. So it is the number of arguments that a predicate has, and it has, I mean, it actually refers to the semantic potential of the predicates. But we will count them like zero valency, valency 1, valency 2, according to the number of the arguments actually, the expressions, let's say. We will see. Let's look at the example. In the first sentence it says, it is raining, my sister laughed, she is making a cake, he is writing an email to his boss. So the verb rain, laugh, make and write have different valencies, like valency of 0, 1, 2 and 3. And now we will discuss them, but I would like to show you also. It is raining has zero valency. My sister laughed. She is making a cake. He is writing an email to his boss. So I think let's say the discussion about them now. So valency 0, it is raining. What does it name here? Nothing. Actually, it is just used because the sentence has a subject, but this subject does not correspond to anything in the underlying proposition. I mean, we cannot say it is raining. What is raining? The cloud is raining? No, it is nonsense. So it is just used because of the grammatical need, actually. So rain is a zero argument verb like other weather verb, actually, like thunder, sleet, snow, breeze, like these verbs, actually. So valency 1, my sister laughed. A lot of verbs are like laugh. They have a subject but no object. So if there is no object here, we can say that they only have one argument. So they are one argument predicates. So this is called valency 1, actually. I mean, which has only one argument. I mean, which has the verb, but there is no object. Usually they are intransitive verbs, actually, which we call in Turkish geçişsiz fiiller. So let's see the other examples now. For example, the dog is sleeping. My sister laughed. The predicates laugh, sleep, express actions. They tell what the dog or sister does. You can see here. Each of these arguments names an actor that carries out the action. So these are actually names, the doer of the verb, actually. In another example, Harry died. The pasta fell. The predicates die and fell tell of an event, a change in the condition of the entity named by the argument is affected by it, actually. So in argument, there is the affected one, which are Harry and pasta. Harry died and pasta fell. And in the predicate event, there is an event like the change of condition of the doer to agent, which are Harry and pasta. And the change, the event here is died and fell. These are the predicate, actually. So semantic roles, as it is given on a table, number 1 to until 8, actually. Terms and meanings, let's see, and sentence example. It is a good table. I didn't want to exclude it because it is something like let's say, a summary, actually. Like actors perform some action, like Sylvia left or Ali went, without affecting any other entity. So you can see that there is no object here. There is no affected item here. And in number 2, affected undergoes changes due to some events and affected by some other entity. For example, a window broke, so the window is affected from the action here. Or Tom broke a window. You can see again the window is affected from the action here. Even if it is an object or subject, window is the affected one here. And affecting without any actions affects another entity, like Betty likes opera. Opera delights Betty. You can see in both examples the affecting entity is Betty, actually. So Betty is the affecting one here. I mean the doer of the verb somehow, but in delights, for example, keyif almak or keyiflenmek in Turkish we can say, is again Betty. So Betty is the affecting and affect the another entity, which is opera here. So agent, by its actions affected by other entities. Tom broke window. The agent is the doer of the verb, actually. If it is a passive sentence, it might be given with by For example, the window was broken by Ahmed. Ahmed is the agent. Or in an active sentence like here, Tom broke the window. Tom is the agent, the doer of the verb. So associate tells the status or identity of another argument. Like Roger is a student. So here the Roger, the subject, is described with this adjective. So these kind of adjectives, which tells the status or identity of the argument here, which is the Roger, is called associate. Usually they are given with adjective or adverbs. So effect comes into existence through the action of the predicate. So the action of the predicate, which is the verb actually, Tilly baked a pie. So the effect came out. As a result of baking, a pie came out. So the effect of baking is a pie here, and place names of the location where actions of the predicate occurs. The fireman climbed a ladder. So the climbing activity, the climbing action was performed on a ladder as the location. And team, a topic of the predicate that doesn't express action. Let's look at here. Audrey is a computer expert. So here the team Audrey is given as the example. The topic of the predicate actually. Here there is not an action here. So you can see in sentences with be verb, noun sentences, let's say, like in Turkish it is isim cümleleri. The subject is the theme of the sentence actually. So you can see from this table different terms about semantic roles. I wanted to share it and express them one by one, but if you still have question, you can write to me. So let's go on. So now let's see some examples according to the table that we actually went through. This wine is hot. Jack is impatient. So here you can see two different sentences. These predicates are adjective phrases which describes the entities named by their subjects. So the subject of each sentence is simply the topic or theme of what is said. So in the following examples, for example, if we ask about the topic or theme of a sentence, so if it is a noun sentence like this, it is if they have like here adjectives, so we will say that the subject is the theme or topic of the sentence. We will see in the following examples also. So in this one, argument or theme, Jack and wine, the subject of the sentences. And here in the predicate has the property of description with adjectives like hot and impatient. So let's look at valency 2, which means that the predicate has two different arguments actually. Most verbs take a subject and an object. They are two argument predicates, so they are called valency 2 actually. Let's look at the example. She is making a cake. So the statement with make must contain a mention of who makes and what is made. So it means that we cannot use the verb make without an object actually and also a subject. So it means that this kind of sentences which is made with make verb is in the category of valency 2, which means that they have two arguments. The arguments may occur in the role of agent, action, affected, agent, action, effect, actor, action, plays, affecting, effect, affected, affected, effect, affecting, team, link, associate. So now we can see a few examples for each of them actually. So you know that the agent, the doer, eylemin yapıcısı. Action is the verb or the predicate, you can say. And affected is the object that was affected from the action, actually. Like Tom broke the window, like this. So we will see more examples in the following presentation now. Agent, action, and affected. Here let's look at the sentence. The cat killed a rat. This is our sentence. The cat killed a rat. So the cat is the agent, the doer. Kill is the action. And rat is the affected item, the object, the affected item from the verb, actually, from the action. The same example is like Lina broke a vase. Lina is the agent, break is the action, a vase is the affected item. So an agent is involved in an action that has some effect on another entity. An actor is involved in some action that has no necessary effect on others, actually. So agent, action, and effect. Let's look at here. The children built a toy store. So the children is the agent, built is the action, and as a result of the action, there is a toy store. So this is the effect, not affected. This is the effect, the result of the verb, actually. The effect is the result of the action. So the chef cooked a great meal. The chef is the agent, cook is the action, and the result of cooking is a great meal. So we can say a great meal is the effect of the action. The toy store, a great meal are the result or effect of the action. As I said, they come into existence because of the action, the result of the action, actually. So actor, action, and place. Jenny crossed the street. So here Jenny is the actor, crossed is the action, and the street is the place of the action, actually. Fiona is the actor, entered is the action, and the room is the place of the action, you can see. So this is called actor, action, place. So let's look at another example now. Affecting, affect, affected. So we will see the example. The decision surprised us all. So here the decision is the argument. This is not the agent. You can see this is the argument. Surprise is the effect. Us is the affected, you can see. So here the surprise, the verb surprise, is coming to reality with the action of decision, actually. Let's look at the other example. Harry is disturbing everybody. So Harry is here, is the subject, the argument. Is disturbing, this is the effect, because this verb has an effect, should have an effect on somebody or something, for sure. Disturbing somebody or disturbing something, but there should be certainly an affected entity here. So we should say that if there is a need for the affected item as the object, we can say that the verb is the effect, actually. So this is called affecting, affect, and affected. Let's look at the other title, but here be careful about the title. It is different from the previous one. Here affected, affect, and affecting, the order has changed, actually. So let's look at here. I am afraid of horror movies. So here I am the affected one. I am the affected one from horror movies. So horror movies is the affecting entity. I, as the object, the subject here, is the affected one, and the verb afraid, or making somebody afraid, is the effect of the horror movies, actually. So we are not aware of the contingent. So we is the affected one, and aware of, not aware of, is the negative one, is the effect of the contingent. Here the contingent is the affecting item. An adjective cannot have a referring expression following directly. So here there must be a preposition between adjective and noun phrase. As you can see here in the example, there is of preposition in both of the sentences. Let's look at another example. Team, link, associate. Layla is like her mother. You will remember team or topic is the name of the subject in a noun sentence. I mean, if there is no action in the sentence actually. Okay, so the theme or topic is the subject of a sentence which has no action. İsim cümlesi in Turkish. So Leyla is like her mother. Leyla is the theme, or you can call it also topic. Is like, here is like is the link, I mean the connecting part. Her mother is the associate. I mean associate means the link associated Leyla and her mother to each other. So let's look at other example. This gift is for you. This gift is the theme. Is for, we can also take for, is the link, and you is the associate. So you can see here the link associate you and this gift to each other. The predicate merely acts as a link between one argument, a theme, and another argument. It's associate actually, it is related one. The predicate is a linking or relational predicate, let's say. So let's look at the other example now. So here you can see some examples from another presentation of your friends actually. So let's look at them a little bit. So Jessica hit Harry. So how can we, let's say, analyze this sentence? So the answer is Jessica is the agent of an action, like hit action, and hit is the action, and Harry is the affected item, affected entity from the action. So Simon climbed a tree. Here Simon is the actor, climb is the action, a tree is the place of the action, like Ahmed entered the classroom. It is the same reference, let's say. The comedian didn't impress the audience. So the comedian is the affecting item. Impress is the effect. The verb is here is an affecting factor. So it is the effect. And the audience is the affected entity. Picasso created a masterpiece, or we should say maybe created a masterpiece. So Picasso is the agent or doer of the verb. Create is the action. A masterpiece is the effect, I mean the result of the action, let's say. And the bank is behind our office. The bank here, as you can see, it is a sentence with no action. So the subject becomes theme or topic in this kind of sentence. The bank is the theme or topic. Is behind, here is the link, I mean the link between the theme and the associate. Our office is the associate. Okay, let's look at the other example. The next game is at 3 o'clock. So the next game, here again you can see there is no action. So it means that the subject is a theme or topic. The next game is the theme here. Is at is the link. 3 o'clock is the associate in such sentence. So thank you so much. Before finishing, I also want to share the conclusion part given in another presentation of your friends. I want to share it with you here. So you can see the sentence. Let's read it together. A sentence is defined as a composite of inflection and preposition, or it should be proposition. And a proposition consists of a subject and a predicate. It is written mistakenly. It should be proposition, not preposition. Please be careful. Here is a mistake. If you realize it, it should be proposition, and here also it should be proposition. Such kind of mistakes might happen. This is not a big problem, but be careful still. And a proposition consists of a subject and a predicate. Also, a proposition here again consists of predicate and arguments. The number of arguments that accompany a particular predicate is called its valency. So the meaning of predicate is partly determined by the valency and by the semantic roles. And in this chapter actually, we see 8 semantic roles, which are actor, affected, affecting, agent, associate, effect, place, and team. And for all of them, you saw the examples in the previous presentations. So if you have any question, you can reach me from my email. And have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye bye.